Alright, so it's video blog numero uno, and the game is Alto's Adventure. This game was pretty cool. Visually, it was very pretty, but I think all of the scenery and the aesthetics and all of that made the game a lot more distracting than it needed to be. Could have been a point of the game, could have made it so that, hey, we're gonna distract you and see if you can make it through these levels, but it was just hard. There were moments where I'm boarding and I'm like, yeah, got this, and the next thing you know, a rock is hidden behind a tree or something, and and then I lose, and it frustrated me that I could not see everything because of everything else that was going on. Again, could be a point of the game, but I didn't like it for that reason. While I was playing the game, I realized that I could only do backflips, and that bothered me a little bit because there would be moments where I would start to backflip, realize it was not the moment for a backflip, and I'd want to go forward a lot faster than the characters were going forward, and I didn't, and that is when I hit the ground too hard and I lost. And crap on a cracker. That upset me because games like hill climb racing, where you have your brakes and you have your accelerator, and the brakes help you to, catch yourself before you hit the ground too hard, or catch yourself before you nosedive into the ground, was very helpful. But in this game, again, could be all a point of the game and all a point of the strategy and all a point of the gameplay, did not allow me to do that. So you had to be confident in your backflip. If you knew it was not time to do a backflip, don't do a backflip. When it came to the story, I felt like the story did not make the game for me. There are some games out there where it's all about the story and the story matters, and it's great. It goes with the flow of the game, but for this game, it seems very pointless. Like in the beginning, I thought, we're gonna ski or snowboard. We're gonna snowboard down these mountains and collect some llamas. That is what I thought the game was. But then when challenges became nothing about the llamas, but I'm still collecting llamas, did not make sense to me. It's not like, at the end of the day, there was X amount of llamas that I had to collect. No, only if it was a specific challenge.
What is the point of these coins?
Sometimes it's a challenge.
No, this is exactly like ski, shoot, and jump. I've done this before.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder what's the point of the llamas, because I haven't had a challenge about llamas in a long time.
More than likely you hop on them and ride them.
And like the little spiral coins that gave you so many more coins, the fact that they were easy to reach confused me, because I feel like if you're gonna get a big burst of coins, it should be something that is a little harder to obtain versus the single coins. So the fact that there was no challenge or no kind of skill that was needed to get these extra coins kind of upset me, because then it made the coins seem way more pointless than they needed to be. I think the only narrative that made sense to me in the game was the waking an elder part, which kind of at the same time didn't, because the waking the elder part made sense in the fact that you are this young snowboarder and you just either woke him up, or you shouldn't be snowboarding right now, or like my friend said, you're an illegal alpaca farmer and he's coming to get you. So that was the only way that the waking of the elder made sense to me. But at the same time, why? It didn't flow for me, because it was just a lot of random things going on that didn't seem to fit. So by the time, I got 30 minutes into this game, like, I did not care about the story anymore. It was just do what the challenges say, make it happen, and move on. At first, the game was pretty difficult for me. I was dying every few seconds, and I couldn't get into it. I just wasn't, I was not getting it. And maybe that is because there was just one button to push. Like, there wasn't more interaction with the game. It was just either hold this button down or tap it once. That is it. And try to do it at the right time. But that was it. There was no more kind of interaction. Like I was saying, if there was two buttons, like if you click the left side of the screen, then you'll backflip. If you click the right side of the screen, you'll front flip. Maybe that would have gave me a little bit more interaction with the game and it wouldn't have been so difficult, but it was hard. But I finally got the hang of it and I enjoyed it a lot better. But then after a while I got bored. Yeah, I got Maya. Unlocked a new player, Maya. Maya's cool. She flips faster a little bit, whatever, but I still got bored. And the reason I started getting bored is because of the fact that the challenges that came up had already been things that I already achieved. And that bothered me a lot. It bothered me that I had already bounced off a rock, or I had already done 3 double backflips in one run, or collected 50 llamas. Whatever the challenge was, I already did it. And the fact that you're asking me to do it again just made me upset, because now I'm frustrated, because that could have been like a once in a lifetime thing. Like, I'm not gonna do this again. I'm not gonna be able to do this again. Like, you want me to get the timing so right that I bounce off a rock again? Like, that was all by chance, not skill. And you want me to do it? It bothered me. But again, could have been a whole point of the entire game. However, I do feel as if giving the 3 challenges at one time versus, this whole list of well, no, I don't agree with that. I like that there wasn't just one challenge at a time. One challenge at a time would have made this game very monotonous, would have not made me want to play it anymore. 3 was a good number. However, I just hated the fact that I did things already. So maybe more than 3, or maybe you have this long list and you go in and check off which one you want to do next or something. But I don't like it. The unlocking of a new character was very unexpected. I was expecting there to be, a new setting. Maybe I wasn't in this same place that I kept starting in every single time. I thought maybe, there'd be a new obstacle. Well, the Elder was a new obstacle for me when I first started playing, because I didn't see them for a while, but I didn't expect the thing to happen would be a new snowboarder. It was unexpected, but at the same time, I feel like it didn't help me enjoy the game more. It didn't help me be okay that, oh, you're gonna skateboard with this person who can flip faster but move slower. Like, it didn't make me want to keep going. though it probably should have. Maybe if I unlock this third person, if that's what's next, I will feel cool. But at the same time, and again, could happen later on in the game, I couldn't switch between who I wanted to play with. Like, what happened to Alto? Can I not play with Alto anymore? Is Alto just gone and I'm just gonna keep progressing with characters and never go back to him? Because maybe speed is better for me to complete this challenge than being able to flip fast. Like, why say goodbye to Alto when the game is called Alto's Adventure? Again, he could come back. I don't know. But why? So when it comes to games nowadays, there is no end. Like Alto's Adventure, again, haven't played the game for very long, but it doesn't look like there's an end. It looks like there's going to be a bunch of characters and you're going to keep doing the same thing. And there's a bunch of random challenges that you can do. So I don't see this game really having a finish. And so when it comes to defining what a game is, in this case, I feel like David Parlett's definition of a game being something that has an end doesn't work anymore. Like, other games have ends, but nowadays in this time of day with phones that allow you to play games on them and just doing something mindlessly, these games don't have endings. All right, this game is a digital game. You can't try to put a spin on this being some type of physical game, unless you're talking like exports and snowboarding and things like that. But there's not going to be a game in real life of a whole bunch of people trying to catch their llamas. Like, that's not a thing. And even in real life, if it wasn't a game and it was just quote unquote play, the way I'm gonna catch my llamas is not on a snowboard, and it isn't just passing by them like, you stay there and then like keep moving. Like, this game isn't realistic. It's just not realistic. I think I've played games where whatever time of day it is in real life, that is the time of day it is in the game world. But with this game, you could play a run and it turn from day to night in one sitting. It'll rain, it'll thunder, but that all can happen in one gameplay. It doesn't mean that, if you play at night, it's going to be nighttime. If you play during the day, it's going to be daytime. It's whatever the heck it wants to be. And it's cool, but why? Like, what is the purpose of that? Why do that? Like, it doesn't make sense for day and night to change over and over again, besides aesthetics. When it came to rules in this game, you're very limited as to what you could do and cannot do. Back to the whole rotating back and forth thing, I would have really liked that to be a rule. I would have really liked for that to be a part of the gameplay, but it wasn't. And that was something that I could not change. But when it comes to looking at rules between the digital world and like the physical world, I can change rules in the physical world. If I'm playing Scrabble with some people and we just don't like the Oxford Dictionary and we want to choose our own words, we can change those rules in Scrabble. But in this game, you can't change the rules.